So when I got into middle school, I decided that I didn't want my parents to tell me what I could and couldn't listen to. So I'm going to look for my own music, my own rebellious teenage music. And I, of course, started listening to the stuff my friends were listening to. So a friend introduced me to David Bowie. And I really liked Bowie. And from there, he was sort of the gateway drug to Mott the Hoople and Elton John and what else? Tell me some other ones. Queen, yeah, all the glam stuff was happening around that time. And I would have liked Bowie best, but I really figured that Bowie was gay, and I wanted someone that I could really fixate on with a passion, because that's, it was those groupie days, and I thought I could really find my true love within a musician, a glam musician. So I focused on Elton John. And I became the most obnoxious stalker. I would have my friends find out where he was going to be, and I'd try and get there early. I'd leave school and wait outside places, and I never got to meet him. I was an unsuccessful groupie, unsuccessful stalker. One day we found out that Elton John was going to be playing at the Cher show, and I lived near Hollywood, so I ditched school. I went to Hollywood, waited outside CBS, and I didn't get to meet Elton, but I got to meet Michael Jackson. But my friend, who was a big Elton fan, my main rival, got to meet Elton. So after that, I felt like the pressure's on now. I really have to step it up. So the story that I'm going to read you next is about how I stepped it up when I went to try and meet Elton at the Tommy premiere. Does everybody remember the movie Tommy?
Yes.
Okay. As soon as the premiere date, time, and place were made public, I gathered up my stalker friends, and we arrived early to wait outside the theater and perhaps catch a glimpse of Elton. As the day wore on, the crowds began to swell, but my friends and I kept our places at the front of the theater. The news media arrived and set up cameras and equipment everywhere. They didn't make us leave, but they did block our view. They were like a barricade between us and the celebrities. When the actors and musicians began arriving, the energy was tremendous. Fans and stalkers of all the other stars in the movie were there too, but no one screamed louder than me when Elton John arrived. I must have caught his eye because the TV camera panned over to me, screaming and holding my hands up to my head, looking like I was going to pull out my own hair. Little did I know that my parents were watching me act like a lunatic on our television back in East LA. They must have been so proud. All my screaming was for nothing, though, because I didn't come any closer to meeting the man of my dreams. In fact, he probably would have run the other way if he'd seen me coming. Once the celebrities entered the building, the crowd started thinning. My friends and I walked around the corner, and there, shining like a golden nugget in a prospector's pan, was Elton John's gold limousine, parked on the street with no chauffeur in sight. We walked around the holy vessel, looking in the windows for a hint of some object belonging to Elton, when a brilliant idea came to me. I must have a souvenir to show Thelma, the other crazed Elton John fan, who had surpassed my #1 fan status by actually meeting him during our Cher Show campaign. But what could that souvenir possibly be? There was only one thing I could take without damaging Elton's beautiful limo, so I ducked down and started unscrewing a tire valve cap. I felt certain that someone would come over and stop me, but nobody did. Once I'd loosened the cap, I clutched it tightly as though it was a diamond ring and not just a piece of hard black rubber. I tucked the valve into my bra next to my heart, and when I got home, I made a little hole in it and hung it on a chain, which I wore to school every day under my uniform shirt. While some girls wore holy medals next to their hearts, I had my own holy relic.